How's everyone doing? I don't know. 1 second. Do this. There we go. Okay. All right, here we go. Hey, Sky. You know I had to hit this live, okay? I'm not one to do this, but after what occurred, yeah, this is like somebody's got to scream, and that one, I want it to be me. It's awful. It's awful what occurred. Although, okay, there's two sides to this, okay? You got the law. It's three sides, I'm sorry. You got the law, you got the neighbors, and you got the family, okay? Now, I said long ago, once all of the streamers and the regular media left, and it was just single digit people, I said that the family was going to use the HOA to come at the streamers with the rules and the law. And we have reached that day. We have actually reached that day. And unfortunately, you got to follow the rules. First off, okay, if you're going to go to the scene of these incidents, okay, not just Nancy's, but any of them, if you're going to do that, you need to know the law. You got to know the law. You can't go out there and not know it, and then you're potentially doing things, and they could just be assholes, straight up and down. They could just be complete assholes where they could do what they want. They could use the law against you. And in this case, this man's toes was on the road. His toes was on the road. And they made a big deal. And they cited him. Not a ticket, not a citation. They gave him a criminal violation for having his toes on the road, people. Okay? That's what occurred. And I just think that it's like they want them out of there for a reason. Things don't occur like this for no reason. It's a reason why. And I feel like someone is living at that house. Okay? And the more the streamers sit out there, the more you're impeding them from living in that house freely. I feel that way. Or for them to do what they want with the house without eyeballs on them. Because, or Juice is saying, well, why did these put these rocks out here? How do we know that Nanos didn't have somebody put them out there? So that you could complicate the situation so that this could happen, so that this will deter the Juice and Alex, because people don't want to get criminal charges. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's not what we doing here. We're here trying to, shed light on the situation, not create another situation. And unfortunately, that's exactly what has occurred. It's a bunch of fucking hogwash. Now the man got to go get an attorney, pay all this money, show up in court for your toes being on the road, although they probably will throw it out, and see it perhaps as though, it's a big waste of time and money and tax dollars, but you still got to go through the process. That he called the cops on the Juice last night. He posted a screenshot. Well, I'll be damned, Lori. The devil is a liar. So you got people that supposedly on the same side of it all, and they out here snitching because the man had his toes on the road. But you know what? If he's going to go out there going forward, the only place he can just go is in that circle until they say the circle is no more. And then at that point, I don't know what to tell you. You're just not going to be able to be there. I mean, I don't know, because you can't be out here catching charges and getting arrested and having fools out here that are supposed to be on the same side of the situation calling against you. Because for why? Was there any explanation, Lori, as to why you would do that? I mean, do he have beef with this man? I'm so confused by this. I gotta put this up here somewhere. Because my holder is awkward. Let me see. Yeah, I don't like that. Did he say why? Did anybody say no why he did this? Why would he call the law? And I'm sure he's not the only one. I'm almost positive he's not the only one. Probably people that call in and act like they just, the avid supporters and the whole gamut probably, called. No, but he... I get it. I understand there's some people that don't like JLR. There's going to be some people that don't like me. They're whatever. Okay. But what we cannot do is make other people problem our problem. You know what I mean? Unless you being an advocate for that person, that situation. Like we sitting here advocating for this. But to do some of the things that like that where they're not doing anything wrong, and here you go calling the law. Good morning. Yeah, it is supposed to be. And they're making it about everything else. It's called a deflection, okay? Usually when somebody's saying, oh, look over here, let's deflect over here, is something else going on over there that we really should be paying attention to. But they're going to make it about the people outside the house now, and not the fact that there's a missing elderly lady. That behooves me. Everybody got time to worry about a curb or 2 inches on the easement or 2 inches off. We're worried about that. But what we need to worry about is the old lady that's missing. Law enforcement, I don't see them looking nowhere for this lady. Is it because they know where she's already at, or what's the deal? Hey, Nita. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Nita. Have a good birthday. Turn up, girl. But, is it? Yeah, Nita. Girly pop. Have a good day. Throw on Kool-Aid, spritzers, liquor. Throw it back. Because this is some hogwash that we're sitting here talking about. Like, this shouldn't be this. And Juice said he feels like they mess with him more, and it's only because he has more frequency out there. If Alex was standing out there, I mean, for crying out loud, the guy told him he was gonna lock Alex up. He said he was gonna lock him up. So, clearly they don't want them out there. And they're making it so that they can prevent them from being out there. But I don't recommend anybody go out there and catch no charges, because having to get a lawyer and fight that's not the way to do it. That's not it. Because if this is a bigger thing and certain folks are involved, then you're going to run into a problem when you go to court. It makes me wonder too, Mocha. It makes me wonder about a lot. Because I know if my people was missing, I'll be trying to get anybody that can help me to help me. I don't understand. I don't understand how. I don't understand. I don't understand how you wouldn't want help. I don't understand. Hey, Army vet. Hey, everybody. I'm so upset, and I gotta figure out how to let people up on this thing, so that we can, I can let y'all vent, because this is ridiculous. It's absurd, but they gotta abide by the rules if you're gonna go out by Nancy house, because they're gonna use every rule against you they can. That's terrible, Lori. I can't believe he did that, and then he had the audacity to do it, and turn around and say to the people, "Yeah, I did it," and post it. That's a lot of balls, bro. That's a lot of balls. And that man ain't did nothing to nobody. Because he's friends with JLR. You're gonna do that? The karma he going y'all. Make sure you understand when you make decisions and do certain things to people, that the karma going to come back, honey. And it comes back nowadays pretty quick. Pretty quick. Because if we all out here looking for Nancy or trying to get to the bottom line pertaining to Nancy, what difference do it make if he stand out here or this one go down to Pima County or this one do this, or it doesn't matter. It's all collectively one thing to try to find Nancy. It just doesn't make no sense to me, man. It does. It makes sense in the world of corruption that something more is going on here. That's what it makes sense of. It doesn't make sense in the world of things being straight up and cut and dry, because really, when you go back on the footage, take it all the way back to the day when they said no more parking out here, where there was tents camped up alongside the place. Okay, they were all allowed to be off as long as they weren't impeding the trucks and cars that were coming up the road. They were all allowed to be out there. Okay, that's what they made clear. Okay, now Brian and them all leave and take their little tents. Everything starts to dwindle down. Every cop that came through there said that where they were just fine. They never said, hey, you can't have your cart, your stroller, your whatever, your toes on the road. Only time I heard them say that was when they was talking about DLG's scooter wheel. When they told him, you got to get it off. You got to get it off. Now, a lot of us want to say has nothing to do with race. I have to disagree. I have to disagree. Ted was out there jumping over cones, doing flips. Did the police come? For the 25 people that's in here, did the police come when Ted was out there doing push-ups and jumping over 15 cones? Anybody? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Miss HL. What I thought. Okay. Now, how many times has JLR been outside that house and the police were called on him? Thank you. Thank you. And some would say, oh, well, Alex, no, Alex looks Mexican with a whole bunch of tattoos. So in the world of where at the foothills, it's not so savory, And I know a lot of people going to say, no, it's not this, it's the neighbors. Yeah, the neighbors are the one that don't want the black guy and the guy with the tattoo standing in their neighborhood. That's exactly it. Unfortunately. That's exactly what it is, okay? Because they don't call on anybody else. For crying out loud, they made Alex leave and let DLG stay. They told Alex they was going to lock him up. So, for those people that are saying that A don't have nothing to do with B, that's a lie. You must not been watching the same footage that we've been watching. That's right, Lori. That's right. That's right. And in this particular case, like a lot of folks, like you say, Lori, they said, come pull the race card. I don't even think it's pulling the race card. They pulled the card. Y'all are making the decision. This man on the side of the road did not say anything to nobody about anything of that nature. These cops came out here exercising what the neighbors are putting them up to do. And so, come on now. I mean, it is what it is. It's plain to see that this is what's going on. It's terrible. It's horrible. I wouldn't let my dog, the dog that I never liked in my life, to live in New Pima County. Especially because they not going to look for you. If the dog run off and go missing, it's just gone. But I mean, so is this what they do with kids? I know old people in Pima County go missing on a regular basis, like regularly, more than where I live, more than where I've asked other people. So is this what they do with adults? Okay. They do this with elderly. Do they do this with children? Yeah, no GoFundMe. It needs to be a Cash App, whether it's Cash App, Venmo, something direct, where it's specifically stated and designated what it's for. Because that GoFundMe is a bunch of hootenanny. They take a large percentage of it. YouTube chats take a large percentage of it. On top of the fact you don't get it until a month later. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Lori. So but first and foremost, what I would do if there is a lawyer that's willing to offer any part of their services, even if you need just for the consultation, I would go sit down with one immediately, sooner than later, so you know what your rights are, whether you obtain that lawyer or not, whether you go with that one or not. I wouldn't go to no fucking legal aid because that's the government. I wouldn't go with a public defender because that's them again. No, 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 no. And my biggest advice to Juice right now, don't talk about it. Once that man handed you that paperwork and it became an actual situation, you no longer wanna have the open conversation about it. They watch your stream. They told you that. The man told you that he watched you and saw where your feet were on the pavement. He said it. Yeah. Yeah, Mocha. He is. That's what he said, and I would entertain that if they're local and he can get to them sooner than later. I would, because anything that can help on the financial side would be great. Yeah, I mean, I feel horrible for that guy of all people. Like, gee whiz, that's terrible. And for Nerd to say that he did that, wow, wow, wow. I don't have time for that bullshit. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't have you making shit personal now. That's personal. You just changed it from business to personal. I make me want to. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, why would you do that to that man? That's awful. That's awful. And the whole time when this story gets resolved, if it is ever a resolution to it, we're gonna all have our jaw drops, because there's a lot of people out here that just don't want to believe shit stinks and flies land on shit. They don't want to believe it. They living in a fantasy world, because in their world, in their family, in their life, this ain't your life, this ain't your world, and this ain't your problems. You can't put yourself into this story. You can't do stuff like that. Yes, that's wrong. Yes, because that's kind of like false reporting. I mean, like, you just being a hater. Why would you do that? So now it's okay if, since that's the game we playing, so that's okay. So now if all the viewers watch you and any one little thing that we can call the law on you, how about we do that to you? Like, that's wild. Jeez, boy, I'll tell you. That's awful. That makes it even worse. That makes it worse than just the neighbors. The neighbors ain't even calling, say your foot's on the pavement an inch. So I have a legitimate question. Oh, I am fired up. I am. Because it's ridiculous. When you got all kind of crime going on out there, one being an 80-year-old plus lady is missing, and you out here worried about somebody got their feet on the curb, 2 inches or not. It's like, really? Man. That's wild. It's real wild, y'all. I just want to know, does anybody in here, there's 24 people in here, does anybody have the information? So if that man is impeding the road with his toes or half of his foot on the road, is it impeding traffic when all those people are walking way out into the middle of the road with their dog, their wife, their husband, their kids in the middle of the road? Is that impeding traffic? They back and forth all day. I just want to know. I just want to know. I know. I'm with you, Lori. I'm with you. It make you want to go do something, like get there, and I'm with you. But I just don't understand how you can charge this man with impeding traffic. First off, the way he wrote the way he read it was absolutely correct. The way he wrote it sounded like he was on the interstate impeding traffic. Yeah, 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 Army. I saw it months ago. I saw it months ago. But for a lot of people, Or like, oh yeah, Gigi's just loudmouth. Yeah, all right, Gigi's just a loudmouth my ass because Gigi saw this coming. I saw it coming. I mean, because when you've experienced, your life experiences teach you and show you where it's like, okay, you see it for what it is. And I saw this coming. You could go back on JLR's and on Alex's channel where I called in and said that this is what was going to happen and this is what was going on. It's awful. And it's so blatant. That's the problem I have. It's so obvious. They ain't even trying to hide it no more. Wow. They really just want everybody to not give a hoot about this lady and go home, man. And I just want to know why. Why would they not want to care about an 80-something-year-old lady? On top of the fact that she's just like a celebrity's mom. I want to know where Nanos was on January 11th. That's what the fuck I want to know. I need to start there before Nancy even went missing. Before she even went missing, I want to know where that man was at. Because when you listen to some of them calls, he on the call. That's his voice on the call telling them what to do. But he want to stand out front, act like he just got there. Full of lies. A bunch of lies. It's money involved in this bull crap. It's lies involved in this bull crap. Man. That's what I want to know. Are the walkers on the road? That people are walking up and down that thing. Listen, like that's a Hollywood Boulevard, okay? And maybe it wasn't like that before Nancy went missing. But now that she's missing, people are up and down there all day long. And I just want to know, are they impeding traffic as well? So if they stop and stand there, let's say Nancy at the mailbox, and they stop and want to chat. Hey, yeah, you heard about the little meeting we having? Yeah, you see the flowers growing down the road. So you want to stop and talk to your neighbor for a brief chat. You're impeding traffic. There's no fucking sidewalks. Are the kids that walk to school, do they impede traffic? One morning and in the afternoon when they walking down the road? It's very unsafe because it ain't no sidewalks and the people be speeding. You see that? Yeah, they trying to scare them off. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wait a minute, what you say? How about the Mexican reporter that parked outside there over and out? Yup. Nothing. Yup. Lori, you hitting the nail on the head. Yup. Absolutely. That's why. Isn't it odd to you all that when you go back, he says there was no footage. And the moment Cash Patel comes and talks to Google, there's footage. I know you fucking lying. Like, come on, bro. That leaves me to believe that you never even went to check to see if there was footage, okay? Because even on the call, it's telling them something pertaining to the phone and them cameras. Now, if that's really the same call, okay, where they're talking to one of the deputies, okay, about it, then what's really happening here? Listen, if Nanos ain't involved no more than just being stupid, playing dumb, the one like the dumb candy, not with the B at the end, playing dumb, that's what he's doing. If he's not doing nothing else, he's doing that, and that in itself is enough when you got a missing lady. So it teaches us a lot. It's a lot to be learned here. And everything that occurs in life, it happens for a reason. And there's things to be learned. Your mamas, your aunties, your folks out there, make sure you checking in on them and know what they got going on in their life. When you busy at work and your mom ring camera ding, look at that joint. Take that second. Fuck that job. You only get one mama. You can't get another one. So while they here, we owe it to our parents as they get older to watch them just like they raised us up and watched us. It's our responsibility. And we all don't have great relationships with our parents. But if you still have your parents here and your children as well, when you hear that ring camera dinging back and forth, listen, the cash apps, all that stuff, watch that stuff. You know, because those things are telling. These electronics tell on folks. Because you are both on the same. That's right, Lori. That's right. You know why, Lori? Because one, in order to see a lot of things that's going on here, you just got to have common sense. They don't sell common sense at Walmart, because if they did, I would be a multi-billionaire. Okay, because I'd have been packaged it the fuck up and sold it for real cheap, so everybody could get it. So when you talk about that, you see a lot of the hoot nanny right off the rip. You know, you can see it. And so, you know, why not call it out? I'm always the person that's going to call the pink elephant out in the room. I'm sorry. I don't care. I ain't going to stand in the back and act like I don't hear nothing, act like I don't know nothing. And you know what? We get one life to live, and God gave me a big old mouth, and I'm going to use it. And who don't like it, oh well, do something about it. Do something about it. I bet you my parents ain't going to go no missing, and I'm going to handle it this way. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you go try to take one of my parents, you're gonna get shot. I'm gonna just be honest, because they're gonna protect themselves. That's how it go. They ready at every moment, every second of the day. Lady that was there talking to Juice the other day, no one came to tell her. Nope. Nobody tells them. Nope. They can do what they want. Alex and the Juice can't stand out there. Ted can go out there and act a complete fucking fool, and no one calls, while JLR records them and laughs, and they do nothing. But this man put his feet on the easement. So why did that man Nerdy call on Juice and not call and report JLR for stuff if he got a problem with JLR? Why don't take it up with JLR instead of trying to take it up with the Juice and take it out on the Juice? I'm confused by that. I welcome anybody that has a problem with me, because I have my personal opinions about which all this is my own personal opinion, and nobody can change it, period. I don't care what you say or do. But you can come up here if you want and or put it in the comments. If you got a problem with me, I don't care. Say what you get clear your heart. Don't go to bed making me live rent free in your head at night. No. Say what you gotta say. It don't mean nothing to me, but say what you gotta say, because I'm not gonna change my mind about feeling the way I feel about this old lady going missing like this in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's public. It's public. But they're going to probably say, okay, let me just think about it. So they're going to say that the pedestrians that are moving, they're moving. And because, let's say, Juice is not moving, okay, en route to a destination, to or from, they're going to say it's more on the length of loitering. Something in that little wheelhouse, I believe. You know, because that's my question. How is it that the people can walk their dogs up and down there? And no, they don't care about no rocks on the side of the road. Why? Because they probably put them there. Okay? Why? So that hopefully that y'all will just be like, oh, it's nowhere to sit, so we got to go. Let's just go over to Pima County. We don't know who put that stuff there. So going to the police and asking them to do something about it, first off, they don't even know who to go to blame. So they can't do nothing about it. They're not going to do nothing about it. And as far as poop is concerned, well, the javelinas and everything poop outside. It's outside. And that's why they acted like that. Unless you caught the person in the act, or had them on video or pictures or something. But they do everything in the cover of sneakiness. Like put the chain up as soon as they leave in darkness and stuff. That's what they do. So I don't know. I'm ticked right off, but I'm gonna figure out how to get so that y'all folks can come up here and say what you want to say, and we can have a banter about it. But I gotta figure out how to play with this thing. I don't know how to work it. You know what I mean? I'm social media ignorant, I guess, on this aspect of it. So, but I hope Juice does the right thing that's best for him and his family, because that's what he has to do. What's best for him, not what's best for me or anyone else. What's best for him in this situation. And the best thing to do is to go get that lawyer and have that conversation about where things stand and what's next to do. If you talk to the Juice, please let him know that everybody. Yep, I sure will. Yeah. Listen, I feel like they have cameras, okay? I feel like they have cameras. Even though they turned the house back over to the family, that does not mean that they cannot have cameras on that property, because why do they have like Simply Safe or whatever it is? And then you had the Comcast Xfinity commercial meaning business, okay? You don't get commercial cameras installed at your home when you just ask for regular Xfinity cameras. That's what they send to your job. So why did that happen? Why did they have two companies come in and install cameras? The one on top of the house is Xfinity. Yep, Mocha, you're right. There was. And you know what else? Somebody also noticed that the chain link was being moved throughout the day. Okay? Because they was counting the links. Somebody on the live chat was counting on like how far they pull it over, I guess, the chain. Yes. And I feel like somebody is staying there or wants to or something. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied, and I'm one of them. I'm one of them. I am one of them. Listen, I moved the pavement underneath of me. I think that the person who took her would be like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with this anymore. Just let that lady go. Because if I found out that somebody, I don't need the law. I don't need the law. If somebody did something to my family member and took my family, I swear for God, you better hope and pray you die. Because if I can put my hands on you, it's all bets off for you, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Especially because what did that old lady do to anybody? Did she do something? No, we don't know nothing that lady did. And what could she do? Really? Maybe snitch on some people? I don't think it's die worthy, whatever she may have did or why you don't like her or why you took her. Yes. I think all of us in here right now thinking alike. I will don't say I gotta figure out how to work this puppy, but don't worry. They done got me fired the F up. Okay, I'm not gonna get on here and just argue about whether it's a bracelet or not. I don't give a damn. That's not gonna help Aunt Nancy. Yo, these people be driving crazy, bro. So I'm not gonna get on and do all that. But this right here, this is violation of rights and stuff, man. This is next level. My nails ain't even done. I don't ever dare not go into public without my nails done. Like, are you kidding me? But I got the turd last night when all that started happening. I couldn't even finish what I was doing. I was upset. My blood pressure was on 10. I wanted to jump through the phone and help Juice. Oh my God. What do you mean, White Lotus, think about a citation? Can't get no citation. A citation has an amount and all this, where you could just plead innocent or guilty. He ain't get no citation. He got an actual appearance to go to court because he's charged with an actual crime, a misdemeanor crime. recording was AI. Donald Trump calling Pima County. I don't think he actually called. Yeah, but you know what, Diamond? Like, why would you even make a? Why you think that's funny? That's not funny to even make a joke like that. It's just not. Because now that man is actually in charge. It's not even just about paying a little fine. He has to get a lawyer. Like, that man could have locked him up. You heard him say, I'm not going to lock you up or anything. That's why he said it, because he could. If he wanted to. Yeah. Yeah, where were they? Where were they when Nancy? That's my question. Where were the beep Sue Ellen come running out of her house with her goblet full of water? Um, where was she then? How come nobody can say when the last time they saw that lady just in the neighborhood? No neighbors. All them people that walk by, nobody never seen that old lady at the mailbox or coming out or scooting down the road to come down to get the mail? Nobody seen her? Why can't nobody get on here and say, hey, I saw Nancy on February this day or January that day? Why can't nobody say that? Because for all we know, how do we know that the people who gave out the narrative are telling the truth? It's not like she's available to talk to ask her. So the narrative that they gave out, and if you know she's never coming back, you can give them whatever narrative you want. Wow. See, people don't got nothing better to do with their time. Now they making jokes about stuff like that. That's wild. The cop said somebody sent him a picture of juice on the road. Yup. I think it was the blue car that kept passing by. Yes. And there was a truck too. There was a truck too, Rock. Yup. 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 It could have been anybody because they're watching stream. Folks are watching streams. Not only are the people that like them, but the haters too. The haters are watching as well. So, yeah, too many things, but I'm getting ready to get up off of here. Another one in little on later on, sometime probably after dinner time, 6, 7 o'clock. So hopefully by then I'll get my son to teach me how to work this get up, and we can have people come up. All right. Thank you all for coming. And when we get when we're able to have people come on up and say how you feeling. Air it out. It feels better to air it out. Get it off your chest. You feel a lot better. You won't lose sleep at night about it. Say your prayers and you'll be good to go. Gee, the chat was meant to. Yeah, it was. It was. It was wild. All right, good people. Love you all. Have a good day. Stay blessed. Stay well. And I will hopefully be back on here, Lord willing. Bye.